to watch Gintama. Okay.
What's so great about an anime that devotes an insane amount of time to jokes about mayonnaise, hemorrhoids, poop, and phalluses? This is a question many have asked, quite derisively I might add, before being pulled into the world of Gintama. Well, who's to blame them? Even if the anime and manga world is chock full of over-the-top thoughts and plots, Gintama pushes the envelope to the extreme. Take, for instance, its samurai meets alien setting, which is actually one of its least outrageous attributes. But to get back to our question and to answer it, yes, Gintama is great. It's great because of its trashy, tawdry jokes, not in spite of them. No anime does comedy better than Gintama, and that's a fact even its detractors will be hard-pressed to disagree with. While toilet humor might be its strong suit, Gintama is more than that, which explains its phenomenal success. The manga started serialization in Weekly Shonen Jump in 2003, and despite the killer competition, stayed on its pages for 15 years. It sold upwards of 55 million copies to date. The anime, which followed in 2006, has won multiple awards. It's also spawned several live-action movies starring some of the biggest names in the Japanese film industry, so that's no small feat. While it may not be in the same league as a One Piece or a Naruto, Gintama has a cult following that rivals these shonen greats. In this video, I'm going to go through some of the reasons.
It's crazy I don't hear about this anime that much, like the One Piece and Naruto, but those are really popular animes. But damn, I feel like Gintama should be right up there.
That make Gintama a masterclass in comedy. Hopefully, it will convince you to give this often misunderstood series a try. Admittedly, it has an acquired taste, but if you let it grow on you, you might just end up counting it among your favorites. But first, what is Gintama all about? Well, the title literally means silver balls and is a play on the name of its protagonist, Sakata Gintoki. Gin translates to silver in Japanese, whilst Tama is slang for testicles. Gintoki has a shock of...
What? What? I never knew that. What the...
silver hair and can be quite ballsy when he's not being a lazy bum. He runs an odd jobs firm with his sidekicks Kagura and Shinpachi. The three live in Edo, a country of proud samurai who coexist with their invaders, aliens called the Amanto. Unlike most anime, Gintama's not plot or story driven, nor is it a sweeping saga despite its 360 plus episodes. Story arcs are comparatively short, lasting between about 3 and 5 episodes. The final Silver Soul arc was its longest at 26 episodes. Its first season comprises 50 standalone, seemingly random episodes with the...
What would y'all say is the best arc in Gintama?
Focus largely on gags and parodies. A long line of recurring characters is the only string loosely tying these episodes together. This has led to one of the most frequently heard complaints about Gintama, that it's a slow starter. The criticism is valid, but there's method to this madness. Gintama has a huge cast of characters, all of them central to the series, and its first 50 episodes serve the
You said Shogun Assassination or Pharaoh Shitsengumi in the final movie?
Primary purpose of introducing and fleshing out every single one of these characters. There's Gintoki's landlady, Otose, a tough old woman who operates a bar and has a running feud with her tenant over unpaid rent. There's the famous Shinsengumi triad, the anti-establishment joy rebel Katsura. There's the homeless, down-on-his-luck Hasegawa, the myopic stalker ninja Ayame, and the robot maid Tama. And that's just a short sampler. The characters that appear in Gintama, whether in recurring roles or cameos, are quirky, full of personality, and highly memorable. And they've endeared themselves to fans throughout the series' long
like everybody has a unique personality in this show.
Run. Such an unconventional, long-winded first season serves yet another purpose: world building. The Gintama universe traverses 3 locations: Edo, outer space, and Kabukicho. The last is a district known for its entertainment establishments and home to Gintoki and most of the gang. The bulk of the action takes place there. Thanks to its first 50 episodes, Gintama manages to bring these places to life and make them an indelible part of its story. The Edo of Gintama's imagination is nothing like the Edo of other anime set in the samurai era. Here, history meets modernity. Most of its citizens wear kimonos and sandals and sport the trademark shaved head and top knot. They live in homes with shingled roofs and tatami mat flooring. Yet these symbols of tradition exist alongside such modern amenities as convenience stores, cigarette vending machines, and even a state-of-the-art spaceship terminal. Similarly, Kabukicho is vibrant with its host clubs, hostess bars, gambling halls, pachinko parlors, dojos, and family restaurants. It's home to not only regular folk, but also yakuza, delinquents, ninjas, drag queens, aliens, and cyborgs. Such an outrageous...
Like, what anime is doing this, bro? They got cyborgs, aliens, samurais, like what?
Fusion of history, tradition, modernity, and technology
like
could have created a disjointed universe. But on the contrary, the result is a weirdly magical world full of charm and character. And the animation does a fine job of making it pop with energy and life.
The One Piece? Oh yeah, I ain't gonna lie, One Piece, you can say it.
All through its unconventional first season and more regular arcs, Gintama has an ace up its sleeve, and that is its extensive cast. It seems almost ironic for a series that relies heavily on slapstick humor to have some really well-written characters. Fan favorite Gatsura, for instance. He's modeled on Gatsura Kogoro, a real-life hero of Japan's Meiji Restoration, which overthrew the Tokugawa shogunate. Like the original, our Katsura is a rebel and an expert escape artist. He's also a master of disguise, posing as a rapper, a pirate ship captain, a maid, a member of the Shinsengumi, and even Super Mario for various undercover missions. When he's not being a badass, this handsome airhead is almost always seen bickering with Gintoki, who loves to push his buttons by calling him Zura, a detested nickname. This gives rise to one of Gintama's most recognized dialogues. Just as endearing and quirky are the Shinsengumi's top three. Gondo is the commander, a capable leader. He's also a lovelorn stalker who likes to drop his clothes for no good reason. He's said to resemble a gorilla and was almost married off to a gorilla princess in one insane episode.
What?
Compared to him, his two aides seem much more normal. The chain-smoking Hijikata is feared as the demon vice commander. He's the Shinsengumi's top disciplinarian, commanding all rule breakers to commit harakiri, all of which make him seem like a cool, scary guy. But then you discover his manic craze for mayonnaise and his silly alter ego. Similarly, Okita is the Shinsengumi's best showman.
He's hard, I can tell, bro. Like, off the videos I've seen, yeah, this dude's hard.
Capable of taking on an entire train of enemies. He's also the world's biggest sadist. And yet these three oddballs also represent the spirit of brotherhood and honor that subtly underlines the series, especially in its more serious moments. This is explored to great effect in the Shinsengumi Crisis arc, when the police force faces a threat from within its ranks. Gintama is full of lovable morons like them, the biggest of them being the Odd Jobs trio. There's Gintoki, the least hero-like hero you'll come across. He's a nag, picks his nose, and would rather lie around reading Jump all day than work.
Man, reading Naruto, bro. Yeah, I love the references in this anime, bro.
The only time you see him motivated is when he's eating his favorite parfait. He's been known to cross-dress quite a few times and lose his underwear in a gambling den at least once. He was once hailed as Shiroyasha, the White Demon. These days, any punk would whoop his ass. Yet he remains Edo's biggest champion in a crisis. And when cool Gintoki appears, dispatching impossibly strong enemies with just a wooden spoon, you can't help but cheer him on. Keeping him company is Kagura, a young girl from one of the strongest alien races. She not only works for Gintoki, but also lives with him and considers him a parental figure of sorts.
Wait. She's an alien? Oh, wait, I need to hear that again.
Keeping him company is Kagura, a young girl from one of the strongest alien races. She not only works for Gintoki, but also lives with him and considers him a parental figure of sorts. Not that that stops her from giving her a good beating every now and then. As one of the Yato clan, she is superhumanly strong. She dislikes violence, but is quick to use it to solve her problems. She's a glutton, sharp-tongued, and unladylike. But she also has a girly side to her, considering herself to be quite a Lolita and getting mad as hell when those around her disagree. But for all of her bluster, she's naive to a fault and a loyal friend. Rounding off the trio is Shinpachi, a samurai in training and heir to a struggling dojo who has no special talents except for being the series' straight guy. He also serves as its voice of sanity, delivering the requisite comments on the others' antics. Unfortunately for him, though, his worth is often reduced to his spectacles. Gintama is often praised
so basically, you don't really do anything.
For having some of the strongest female characters in anime, praise it richly deserves. And while it's not your regular shonen series, it has its fair share of memorable villains, even if they are often overshadowed by other characters and don't get a lot of screen time, given the show's format of short arcs. Even with these limitations, Takasugi stands out as one of the main antagonists, the leader of
he looked cold too, bro. Oh my god.
Powerful insurgent group, he's a disillusioned, violent man hell-bent on destroying the world. He's ruthless and not above using his subordinates as tools, yet he commands the absolute loyalty of his men. A charismatic figure in a kimono, he's usually seen languidly smoking a pipe or playing the shamisen, the picture of tranquility, when in fact he's a troubled soul haunted by his past. Naturally, he's one of the more serious characters around, and his battles with Gintoki and Katsura, childhood friends and former comrades who share his past sorrows, give the show some of its rare emotional moments. It's moments like these and characters like Takasugi that make Gintama seem almost like a classic shonen series at times. When the comedy takes a backseat, it delivers stories that warm your heart, make you experience joy, love, triumph, pain, hurt, and hatred. It can even make you cry. It might come as a shock to some, but many of these short arcs are tearjerkers, especially the Shogun assassination arc. Shigeshige first appears as a half-witted noble in tighty-whities who becomes the target of the Oddjobs gang's buffoonery, but by the end of this arc, you'll also see what a wonderful brother he is to his little sister. The farewell Shinsengumi arc, which comes immediately after, is also considered one of the best in the business. It made my list of top 10 favorite shonen arcs. In this arc, the Shinsengumi faces...
arcs. Ooh. Dang. I want to hear y'all in the comments. What's y'all top 10? Or make it easy. Top 5 favorite shonen arc.
Its darkest hour, and as they say, adversity brings out the best in a man. This is true for the Shinsengumi too, as they wage war for their honor and pride with help from unlikely quarters. It's always fun when Kondo, Hijikata, Okita and their men are up to no good, but there's an entirely different satisfaction in seeing them be a little more heroic than they usually are. When it occasionally delves into serious territory, Gintama can be pretty dark. The backstory connecting Gintoki, Takasugi and Katsura is a tragedy that changes the three men forever. Gintoki, being the laid-back slacker he is, might make you laugh, but it's quite sad when you realize this is the result of him trying to bury a painful past and, with it, his former self. Similarly, Takasugi is the self-destructive madman he is today because of his experiences of that same shared past. It's perhaps a testament of Gintama's unpredictability that it smoothly transitions from rip-roaring comedy to heartbreaking tragedy without a hitch, and that's saying something.
国中を敵に回そうと彼らが守り通そうとしたものを私は知っている。
But at the end of the day, if one were to pick Gintama's biggest appeal, it would be, without a doubt, its special brand of humor and the amazing cast of characters. This is what sets it apart from all other anime. If you come to the show solely for its serious arcs, then you might be disappointed at first, since most of the arcs in this anime are comedy arcs, especially during the first few seasons. But if you come for the comedy, there's a good chance you won't be sorry. While Gintama has an abundance of crude jokes about body parts and bodily functions, it's really smooth with its parody. You'll find a gazillion Japanese and American pop culture references, be it Gintoki declaring he'll be the pirate king or practicing his Kamehameha. One episode...
Yo, what the hell?
Gintoki declaring he'll be the pirate king or practicing his Kamehameha.
As Goku.
One episode finds the hopeless Hasegawa on a game show with a chance to win millions of yen, a shout out to the Oscar-winning Slumdog Millionaire. And when Katsura becomes Donald Zuramp, we all know who he's channeling. No subject is taboo. The series even manages to give Heidi, the charming lass from the Alps, a rather grisly makeover. When it's not referencing popular anime, manga, games and films, Gintama likes to poke fun at itself. A lot. Each episode almost always has a gag or two about budget cuts, production snags, and the quality of animation. Quite telling because animation's not Gintama's strongest point, although the quality improves considerably as the series progresses. At times, the Oddjobs gang spends a good part of an episode worrying about the writing and other perceived threats that might just get the anime cancelled. These sections sometimes feature Gintama's mangaka Sorachi Hideaki as a minor character. He appears not as a human, but a gorilla with questionable hygiene. What's with the ape fascination, eh? In one such section, Sorachi grumbles that writing a manga and drawing backgrounds is a pain, and he'd rather just be a cheeseburger. In another, his character is killed off by Otoe for ranking higher than her on a popularity poll. To a section of fans, though, Gintama is at its best when it gets down and dirty with its gags. One of the funniest segments, and a personal favorite of mine actually, features Gintoki, Kondo, and two other characters in a toilet block trapped in an unending game of one-upmanship over toilet paper. Another reduces Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomi Hideyoshi, and Akichi Mitsuhide, three of the most celebrated figures from Japan's...
Yo, it's already making me laugh already, bro. What the hell? But that's what I like. I like the randomness in the show.
Warring States period to sad old ghosts in white briefs. From this last example, you might have guessed that some small bit of knowledge of Japanese history, culture, and pop culture is required.
Man,
if one is
wait,
have
this
guessed
man
that
had
some small bit of
lightsabers?
knowledge of Japanese history, culture, and pop
What the heck?
culture is required if one is to truly enjoy the Gintama brand of humor. This is often cited by some viewers as a stumbling block, the reason why they couldn't really enjoy the series. But if you get these little nods and jabs to real life events and characters, Gintama can be comedy gold. They do say comedy is hard, but Gintama has a knack and flair for it like no other anime. Its jokes rarely miss the mark. Its slapstick is a whole different level of slapstick, and unless you have a very low tolerance for crudity, even its vulgarity and obsession with stained underwear and crown jewels can be quite endearing. If you're frowning at me, just watch the toilet paper episode and I dare you not to
Like,
smile.
bro, I can't even tell what's
So
going
there
on.
you have it, Gintama.
That's another DBZ reference.
And I dare you not to smile.
Got the cloud and stuff.
So there you have it, Gintama, the funniest, most outrageous anime of our times. In this video, I've gone through some, but not all of the reasons why it's worth taking the trouble to watch it. I hope I managed to convince you. Write to me and let me know. Those of you who are already on board the Gintama juggernaut are also welcome to leave a comment and share your thoughts on why this show worked out for you. Press the like button if you enjoyed the video and subscribe to my channel for more anime content. Take care.
Hey, that's a good video on why you should watch Gintama, I ain't gonna lie. But Silver Balls is crazy, bro.